Now,
on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
O'Connor and Company.
Well, good morning. It is 6:37 on News Talk 105.9 WMAL. We are making sense of the news. Happy Monday to all of you. I'm Andrew Langer in for Larry O'Connor, sitting alongside Julie Gunlock on this bright and shiny Monday morning. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning.
So we're going to be joined by Joe DeGeneva in the next hour. I got to talk to him about the Trump indictment, Hunter Biden news. Eric Baxter from the Beckett Fund, he's going to be joining us in 8:05 because it's back to school in Montgomery County today. We're working on getting Suparna Dutta on the air. In the meantime, Julie, it's funny. Anytime I read about TJ, the Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology, I am reminded of the fact, a little known story. So I'm a contemporary of the first graduating class of TJ, which was 1989. So you can all do the math to figure out how old I am. My incoming freshman class at William and Mary, out of TJ's graduating class of 360, 60 of them were in my freshman class at William and Mary. And so I knew a lot. I loved the TJ. Listen, we had so many people in my
Is that how
class.
Did you pay TJ students to write your
Yes,
finals?
I did. No,
yes.
to do my math for me.
That's your math.
Let's but there's one of these things where they were randomly being assigned rooms with each other, which is just wild. Let's bring on Suparna Dutta. She's a Fairfax County mom. She's a member of the Coalition for TJ.
Yeah.
They filed a petition with the Supreme Court last week asking them to hear a case about the TJ admissions. Let's talk about this, Suparna. What happened what happened with the petition last week?
Yeah, so good morning and a happy Monday. Thank you for having me on. So, yes, this has been quite a journey. It's hard to believe, but it's been more than 2 years ago when the Coalition for TJ challenged Fairfax County in the federal court. And the Fourth Circuit Court's opinion, which was earlier this year, May, which we think, and we believe permits racial balancing through so-called facially race-neutral means. And what does racial balancing really mean? An admissions occurs when a school seeks to admit an approximate proportion of each racial group based on the group's representation in a larger population. And we believe it's a question of national importance, and the Supreme Court's review is necessary to determine whether the Fourth Circuit's decision was contrary to the Constitution's equal protection guarantee. We have filed our petition to the Supreme Court, and the Fairfax County School Board has until September 22 to file their response if they choose to do so. And then when the Supreme Court's term begins in October, they will consider. And we are optimistic and we're hopeful that they are going to take up our case.
Yeah, I remember when the Fourth Circuit reversed the lower court's ruling, it was really depressing. But I remember folks like you and Asra Nomani saying, look, this is just another step that we have to take in order to get this resolved. You're being represented by Pacific Legal Foundation, yes, which is a great organization. What are your thoughts on, how this will find? Do you think the Supreme Court will accept this? Do you think that you'll get the resolution that you want to this? I know this has been a long journey, but what are your predictions?
You're right, Julie. This is we're represented by Pacific Legal Foundation, and we are immensely grateful that they would choose to support us in this civil rights issue. We believe that in America, we need to look at the underlying motivations of people, not allow people to hide behind proxy discrimination. It is a very important case because it deals with so-called proxy discrimination, which is the use of so-called race-neutral criteria to mask racially motivated and racially discriminatory efforts. Coalition for TJ believes proxy discrimination is modern redlining. Redlining used geography to discriminate against blacks in lending without actually saying no blacks need apply for loans. In the case of TJ, instead of saying no Asian people need apply, you isolate the middle schools that are heavily Asian. You're limiting the number of people, Asian Americans, who can gain enrollment. And it's been very odd that, some people say that it is race neutral. The admission standards and policies that were employed were race neutral, but that's just very wrong, because from the very beginning, the school administrators, Fairfax County School Board, have been very open in wanting to racially balance the school. And you may remember when we got the private text messages between the school board members.
Yeah.
One school board member said, "New admissions proposal will whiten our schools and kick our Asians." And another one replied, "Of course it is. They're discriminated in this process." And then that same school board member wrote, "There has been an anti-Asian feeling underlying some of this. Hate to say it, LOL." So from the very beginning, even the school board, the TJ principal in summer of 2020 told us how TJ lamented how the TJ did not represent the Fairfax County, and their actions were primarily about racially balancing the school. And we believe that this is such an important question of national importance right now, because coming right on the heels of the Harvard case, this is the next important case to take. So we are very optimistic that this is going to take, and especially what is happening right now is that now college officers, such as in the University of Michigan, they're describing what Fairfax County did with TJ as a way to circumvent the Supreme Court's decision in the Harvard case. And so they're saying, well, this is one way you can do it, but just make sure you don't get caught saying what you're really trying to do.
Yeah, don't put it in text messages. In other words, Suparna Dutta, Liz, unfortunately, we have to leave it there. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Take care. We've got more coming up at 6:44 on WMAL.